Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lineage Break, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am your host, Cam. With me, as always, is the glue, Steven. Hi, Steven.
Hi, Cameron. Big day today.
Happy 50th episode, Steven.
Happy 50th anniversary to you.
We are 50 years old today. I don't know how long it's been, because
I can tell you that, we
it's
started.
been more than a year, though, right?
Yeah. We started.
We're just like bad and lazy.
Well, the first year, we ramped up, right? Because we used to be once a month.
It was bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly,
yeah. I think it was bi-weekly for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah, and then we missed a bunch because we suck. And
yeah.
Sometimes we travel, and that puts the show off. But
January 28th, 2023 was when we started.
And it is now June 20. It's June 28th today. Would you look at that? That's
wow,
that's crazy.
So it's been a year and a half.
Yeah. Oh God, I have to sneeze. Hey, thank you guys for being here for our 50th episode. We're very excited. And today, as we mentioned previously, we are here with a live audience, a live studio audience, and by that I mean YouTube chat. To answer some questions, we're going to do a Q&A with the community today, and at the end of the show, we're going to give away this lovely deck box, courtesy of one Andy K, and this lovely playmat, which is the last one in existence. So it'll be gone, and after that, you'll never see her again unless you own one, and then you'll see her every day.
Yep.
But yeah, so we have some questions. Of course, if you're watching live now, feel free to submit your questions. There's a link down in the description. If you're watching this after the fact, I'm sorry, but thank you for watching. You ready to dive right into it? I don't know if we have anything we want to cover before fancy question time.
I don't think so. I think
in the last week, nothing's really happened.
Nothing's happened. So
yeah,
let's just get right into this.
All right,
because these people deserve their answers.
That's true. We do kind of have a lot of questions, so we're gonna start packing away. All right, our first question.
Devin, you are correct. We should have worn the jerseys, but we are smooth brains.
Mine's in the dryer. I did not wear it, but I did wash it. So
I've always just air dried it. I'm too afraid to put it.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm too afraid to put it in the dryer.
All those jersey materials, they don't shrink. It's great. It's nice and easy.
I didn't know that. I've always air dried my jersey.
Don't you worry about it. All right, so our first question comes from Jim. Thanks, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
What kind of playstyle do you think Jin and Kongming are going to be? This is a two-parter. It's actually a wild question, so we'll stop there, Steven.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave Kongming to you.
Yeah, all right.
However, I think Jin is probably going to have a very similar playstyle to someone like the Rain, where
he is a warrior.
He is very weapon focused and will have probably skills and such that focus on using his two-handed weapon. And I do assume that all of his stuff will refer to two-handed weapon, which I would think will be a new keyword for his pole arms.
Yeah, I think that'll be cool. Maybe a mix somewhere in between Lorraine and Tony, who's big weapon swing, but maybe not quite as big weapon swing. You know, somewhere in the middle there.
More or maybe similar to something like Slice and Dice, where maybe he quick spear thrust multiple times type of thing.
I think that's reasonable. Regarding the cute one, I think we talked a little bit about this on the show a couple weeks ago. But my inclination is that I think she will be preserve based, which is one of the terra mechanics that we haven't really talked a lot about. But preserve gets worse the more of it you have. Is it's during your materialize step, you can put a card with preserve from your material deck into your hand. So I think she'll have some sort of drawing cards out of her material deck sort of thing. Study the Fables will be playable.
Interesting. So that's kind of where you went with that, huh?
Yeah.
My thought process on it was maybe her abilities give her a once per turn you can cast something out of preserve.
Yeah, maybe same similar thing. Yeah. Some way to
manipulate that.
Yeah, use the downside of that mechanic as an upside.
Yeah.
allowing her to get some card advantage. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
me
the
too.
hope. Second part of Jim's question is what deck will top in the MRC season before A and B comes out? So what do we think is going to win? I don't know, Chicago, right? Chicago, Singapore.
Yeah.
I think Tristan's a safe bet, but we need to be spicier than that.
I can't be.
Mm.
Well, she lost, right? She lost
That's true.
to
To win
Windle,
allies.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, Crocs is still pretty good, I hear.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say Tenoris. That's my.
Oh, yeah?
It's my dark horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm going to go with the safe bet and say some Merlin variant because I think Merlin currently is very underrepresented and playing against it, even with playing Tristan, feels unwinnable sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be my assumption is either Wind Allies Merlin or Fireball Merlin, whatever. One of those
I'm thinking
flavors.
bigger.
Yeah?
It's gonna be a spicy Tenoris deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not mine. That's
No.
for sure.
No, it's not that. But I think there's something cooking there. I think Tenoris actually has a pretty reasonable Tristan matchup.
I honestly agree. And I think my fire deck that I was playing had promise. I think there was a lot of
Cope in it?
cope in it that I was just not cope. I don't want to use the word cope.
I do.
I think I was trying out to see how cards felt.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's where all Cope originates
Right.
from.
I was just like, is this card good? And I found out a lot of them weren't. So
I'm not saying unwarranted. You got to try stuff out. That's what
Right.
it's all about.
Right.
But then, you learned, and that's reasonable.
I learned, and there's 20 cards in my deck that need to come out for
Yeah.
better fire cards.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Next question comes from Devin. Hi, Devin.
Hi, Devin.
Who is your favorite Grand Archive community member, and why is it Devin?
Is it Devin?
Yes, that is.
Well, I am biased. It is Devin.
Okay. True. Well, it says right here that it is Devin. So.
Correct.
But why is it Devin?
Why is it Devin?
Yeah,
Well, it's because it's Devin.
Right. Okay.
Have you ever met Devin in person? He's the sweetest person ever.
I think it's because he's so handsome, and he makes my heart flutter.
That is pretty good.
Devin's real question is, if you could design a card, what would it be? That's a tough one.
That's a hard
You
question.
first.
Why me first?
Because I read the question. That's how it goes.
That's not fair. The thing's in front of you.
Well, I don't make the rules.
If I could design a card, can I make this easier for myself?
Yes.
I'm gonna design an archetype.
Okay.
Give me, or not an archetype, but like a keyword.
Yep.
Give me dredge.
Give
me a dredge mechanic in the game.
Mistbound cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like,
very well. I think we're actually pretty close
to
dredge being playable. So, I'm in for that.
I would love a dredge mechanic. I love dredge in modern. I would very much like, for those that don't know, dredge is a mechanic where you can mill X amount of cards and return a card from your graveyard to your hand.
It's a self-mill strategy.
Yeah.
From that there, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a very cool deck.
Yeah, I like sort of alternate deck play styles. I think that sort of thing is cool. So,
yeah. I think there could be like a very sick self-mill Nico dredge deck with Mistbound Cutthroats.
I think it's pretty close. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of tools that the water.
Fractal
has right
Rain
now.
is kind of sick.
Yeah, Fractal Rain, Primordial Ritual is like really sick with that sort of strategy.
Yeah. Oh god, you attack with Mistbound Cutthroat.
Yeah, and then you
Primordial
sack
Ritual.
it.
Oh god, that sounds
it's like
sick.
actually really cool. So.
Yeah, that's actually cool.
That card's fast too, so you can you can set up fast speed Mistbound Cutthroat stuff currently.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Which is neat. So maybe we're not cooking hard enough.
Yeah,
maybe we should be playing.
Yeah, maybe we should go back to the
self mill.
maybe we should go back to the the drawing board here.
Mine's nice and easy.
Yeah.
0 cost Regalia, cleric class bonus. Whenever you gather, recover 1. Thanks. That is the card that I would design.
That card seems
Easy.
not broken, but very good for you.
I've thought about that one a lot. So
You know what would be super funny?
that one comes up. Yeah,
We,
that's the new Proxy's Vault.
Yeah, the
I
Proxy's
swear
Vault.
I don't know anything, but please tell me it's a Claire card. She fucking needs help so bad.
If I know that you don't know anything, but if that is the regalia that we get for Proxy's Vault,
We're canceled. I get it. Yeah.
I don't believe that you don't know anything anymore.
They haven't told me anything, but please, Zilidar, if you're out there,
Devin, DM me that list.
Help me.
I want to see it.
I have a cut-through list as per usual. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, moving on. From Ver. Hi, Ver.
Hi, Ver.
Now, this is a question mostly for Steve.
Oh.
Says, will Lineage Break be commissioning a Kong Meng playmat? And it's not up to me anymore, guys. So you guys will have to start working on Steve. I'm all
right.
It's not my choice this time.
I have not. So Cam got the first one, obviously.
It's true. You know her. You see her. She's right here.
Her. She's right here. I have been mulling it over, trying to figure out what our next character was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the main idea would be Tristan. However, I think too many people are doing Tristan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want it to be Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
Kong Ming is very pretty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A Kong Ming mat would be very nice. However, I don't want to give Cam 2 in a row.
Fuck.
We will. It's undetermined, but likely, unless by the time we make the second mat, another cute girl comes out.
It's on the table.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kong Ming is
She's
definitely
very
on the top of the list because, like I said, it would be Tristan for me.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've seen too many people doing Tristan stuff, and I want something.
Yeah.
I want something different.
I think it's something that also needs to be said is Steve and I's plan is to do one playmat per year.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, the next playmat will coincide with Worlds 2025.
Right.
And by then, HVN will be out too. So like, who knows? You know?
Right. I don't think we'll get new champions in HVN. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. The Weebs of the Shore headquarters.
But yeah, Kong Ming definitely top contender. I was
She's
told
hot.
I could make a boy mat
as long as he's naked.
as long as he's Tony 2B in a Speedo. So that one is also pretty high up on the list.
Banana hammocks only.
Yeah.
Yeah. We strove to make the Ori playmat something that you could take to your local game store.
Right.
She's not too bad. She's got she's modest.
Right.
However, the Tony 2B playmat will be absolutely unusable in the presence of children. So
Yeah.
that's the plan.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Next question comes from Dee Dee. Hi, Dee Dee.
Hello.
This is a very open-ended question. What is the number one thing you would like to see happen in Grand Archive in the future? At all. Just things. What do you want? What do you want the most, Steven?
Mechs.
Mm.
Give me Mecha Allen.
Gundam Allen. Yeah.
Gundam Allen.
Gundam Allen. That's
I
fair.
want mech suits, like actual mech suits.
Mhm.
Like Mark III was close, but they're not thinking big enough.
Yeah.
I want to pilot the mech Shinji.
That's true. Shinja.
Yeah, pilot the mech Shinji.
Pilot the mech Shinja, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, that's on brand.
Yeah.
My copium answer is I want them to do the Modica collaboration that I keep pressuring them to make real, and then Trenton Bollinger quits the game.
Correct.
But that's not real, so that's not going to happen. My more realistic answer is something that I like in other card games. Is I'm a big oogie boogie creepy guy. And so I would like them to do a Innistrad-esque, like horror-themed set.
Yeah,
I think would be
zombies,
really cool.
werewolves,
Yeah.
vampires.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Hot vampire girls. Yeah.
Hot oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I second the motion of hot vampire girls.
Hot vampire girls, please. But
that
also,
would be the mat.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. I think that'd be really cool, though.
That would be the mat, hot vampire girl.
I mean, they're doing this sort of magic thing, right, where we're jumping from plane to plane, location, world, whatever.
Bye, Devin.
Bye, Devin. Have fun at work. So I think it's definitely on the table that we get like thematic sets, which I think would be cool.
Yeah.
I want spooky stuff. Give me the spooky set.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Hesu, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This one not Grand Archive related.
Ooh.
Steven, this is an easy question for you, I think. What are your favorite video game franchises?
Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Dark Cloud.
Nice.
Easy.
We just talked about it before the show started.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not in my brain, and you answered too quickly, and I don't know what to.
I would also probably throw in
say.
Soulsborne games because I'm newer to that franchise, but from what I've played, I've enjoyed them. So.
I'm on the spot. I don't know what to say.
VNs. He loves his visual novels.
It's not even true. I really don't read that many visual novels.
He loves them.
I do love them, though. The ones that I have read, big fan.
He's a big Doki Doki guy.
I am a big Doki Doki guy. Yeah, I'm a big Final Fantasy guy. So that's an easy one. I think in my younger years I was a big Kingdom Hearts guy, but I've moved on.
He's lying to you. He's lying to you.
A reasonable amount.
He cried just like I did when we played 3. Even that
is true.
Even though that game is poop.
Like a baby for 2 days straight. Dino Crisis. Big fan of Dino Crisis.
I don't even know what that is.
Yep, nobody does.
Top 3 Final Fantasy games are 4, 6, and 10 for me.
Ooh, that's tough. That is tough.
I'm also a blasphemer. I've never played 7 or 8 or 9.
I'm going to go.
I played the 7 remake.
I do like 7, but I feel like that's a safe choice. I think 10 is my favorite. I think that's pretty easy. I'm going to go 10, 12 Final Fantasy Tactics. That's
interesting. I don't think I have also not played 12.
12 is good.
Which one is 12?
I don't know. It's Final Fantasy 12. Plays like an MMO. It's on PS2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Are you sure you're not thinking of 11? Because that is an MMO.
No. It's a single player game. It just has MMO combat for some reason. Tactics good. Tactics Advance. That's my guy right there.
I've never played Tactics. What is Tactics? The
it's on PS1.
RTS type of game.
It's not RTS. It's like a strategy RPG, like grid based.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good. All right. Moving on. What we got? Next question comes from our local handsome man, Andrew Textera.
Oh.
Tex says, what deck archetypes do you think are close to being competitive, and what types of cards do you think they could print to push them into the meta? Steven. You get to be on the spot every time because I'm reading the question.
I understand. I've understood how this formula works.
It's
but I need time to think.
I think
probably like we were saying, the mill dredge strategy is probably just about there. We would need, I don't know what, Light from the Loam type of card.
Yeah. Recursive engine piece.
Right. Something that we can keep getting back.
You can sort of end the game with Mistbound Cutthroat, theoretically.
Yeah.
You just need a way to do that consistently.
Right.
So you need some sort of engine piece. Something like a you need the other half of the Mistbound Cutthroat puzzle, right? We're going to talk a little bit about Magic the Gathering. So if that bothers you, please close your eyes for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Because Mistbound Cutthroat is like Prize Amalgam, but you need something to turn on your Prize Amalgams.
Right.
Because we don't have an Narcomoeba, right? So you need the other half of the puzzle to turn on your things.
Narcomoeba or Blood.
There's a million of them. Bloodghast or Narcomoeba or Icarid or Nether Shadow.
Right.
Like
we need something
some sort
to
of
come out of the graveyard.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty close.
Yeah. You could use that Umbra card, right?
Yeah, Relentless Hex Chaser.
Right.
Yeah.
You could use.
But she doesn't turn on Cutthroat.
Oh, she
sucks.
doesn't?
Yeah.
What is Cutthroat's exact text?
Cutthroat's when another ally is milled.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So it's a little bit easier to accomplish, but
Yeah.
it's not enough on its own.
Yeah. You're right.
My answer is there's not enough win conditions in Grand Archive, and I think there are a million archetypes that would be good if win conditions existed. I've been trying a lot to play mage decks in the year of our Lord 2024, and they're all unplayable without Fireball. And so more win conditions would be good.
But what would your win condition look like that's not just a Fireball in a different color?
It's probably hero text. I think that's the easiest way to make archetypes without printing broken cards, because like Fireball's a broken card, and I think should probably be banned. Just like really harmful for future design. So I don't want them to just like print blue Fireball, but I think it probably has to be hero text. The thing that I find kind of weird about Grand Archive, which is interesting, it's an interesting choice, but none of the heroes in the game give you a way to end the game. Literally none of them. All of them are like synergy pieces with other cards that allow you to win the game, but none of them are actual win conditions, except for like maybe Merlin, which is probably why she's so broken. Is it like she is solely a win condition without needing other cards? And so I think they need to give more tools to more late game decks. I want to see. I don't want every deck in Grand Archive to be a punch you with Gildas deck, which is like sort of what the game feels like. So many decks just kill you with allies. And so the few outliers there are leveraging broken cards like Fireball, which also like kind of feels bad. I'm like a big fan of Incarnate Majesty. I actually don't think that card's very good, but I do like its design in that it is a sort of win condition package in and of itself that is unique to that archetype.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd like to see more cards like Incarnate Majesty, because I think that card is super fair and doesn't really provide a problem, but it does provide a clock for the decks that need it.
Right.
The unfortunate part is the Incarnate Majesty is always paired with Fireball.
That is true.
Which is a problematic card.
Yeah, I cast Incarnate Majesty. Double Fireball, did it kill you? How about a third one?
I think like Ravishing Finale is a great nod in that direction.
Yeah.
Cards like that. Like ways to finish the game that are not I punch your life total with dudes, I think would be very cool.
Yeah,
I like alternate win conditions a lot. I think like this dredge thing sounds very cool. Like some way to win the game that is not I play these efficient creatures and they beat you to death. I want, something other than that. And I think Mage really is very close. I think like Water Mage is a very, very playable deck that just does not have a way to end the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get that. Water Mage, I hear, coming out in the next set. Who would have thought?
Conflagrate or something.
We're really on that dredge plan.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it, man.
Yeah, Devil's Play.
It's literally in my head.
All right. Next question comes from Super Sand 24. Hello, Super Sand.
Hello.
24. I think this one's for me.
Okay.
So I'll put myself on the spot.
Okay.
But you can answer.
Okay.
You know what? You answer first.
I'll answer.
But I think it was targeted at me. Hirachi. Which do you like more? Arisana or Kongming?
Kongming. That's an
Ooh.
easy one for me.
Yeah.
I love the girl.
Mm.
I love a girl in glasses.
They
both have glasses.
She has monocle.
She has a monocle.
Yeah.
I need a double monocle.
you need both pieces of glass.
I think Kongming is very much prettier.
Interesting. Wow, he's just going for looks. Look at this. Shallow Steven.
We don't know what Kong means.
Shallow Steven.
We don't know what Kong's
Holy.
We don't know what Kongming's text says. Unless she got spoiled and I didn't know.
No, I don't know. I wish. Listen.
This is you.
Listen.
Whatever he says next is going to haunt him for the future.
That's true. Listen. I love Ari. I really do. And so right now it's Ari because I have a connection to Ari and I think she'll always be very special to me. Because the game's new and she's the first cleric and I was very excited for her, right? It doesn't mean that we can't, love other cute anime girls. So I'm very excited for Kongming, but we know very little. So Currently it is Ari. Love her to death, but we will see when Kongming comes out how I feel. But she's very cute and very.
I just want
you
guys to know that in our private Discord, Cam's name is Kongmain.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I'm labeled as Kongmain in our private Discord.
He is.
I'm very excited to play her. So don't get it twisted. But I love my Ari-sana. So we'll see. But currently it's Ari. Ari currently winning, but Kongming doesn't really have a chance right now because we know very little. But she's cute, and that's important. Next comes from Absolute Chad, most handsome man I've ever met. Tyler Once in Love, who did not enter the giveaway. He's just a Chad. Just wanted to ask a question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tyler says, has there ever been a point that you strongly considered leaving Grand Archive? If so, why? And what kept you in? It's a fun one.
Yeah. FTC format. FTC format was awful for me. It was the Merlin winter.
True.
And the only thing that kept me in the game was that at the end of the tunnel, we got Guardian, Ranger, and Cleric, and that really kept me in. You can see it on stream from Ascent Houston. Cam and I reinvigorated into Grand Archive on the reveal of
Shut up, Shindo.
Tony, Diana, and Ari.
Yeah. I feel very similarly. I don't think that I ever was particularly close to leaving Grand Archive, and I'm sure Steve feels the same. We both did feel pretty down leading up to Ascent Houston. Like the weeks before Ascent Houston were like pretty grim. We were like pretty not excited to go to the event, which sucks because we had been looking forward to it for so long. I think the podcast is actually like really healthy for us. It gives us a reason to engage with the game in a different way, and a reason to engage with you lovely people. And obviously, you guys mean the world to us. And so I think leading up to FTC was pretty tough, and even like day one Ascent Houston like really sucked. Steve and I got a little bit too drunk Friday night, which was fun. We had a great time. That's where we met Devin. It was awesome. But Saturday felt pretty bad. I had a bad run at the tournament. I had a medium run at the tournament, but like didn't have fun really playing any of my games because I was playing a deck that I didn't like in a format that I didn't like. And so I felt pretty bad. I think I was like a little bit snappy in my later rounds, which I feel awful about. So anybody who played me in Houston, I'm sorry if I was a little bit, testy. Just wasn't having a good time. But like Steve said, Sunday was like so great. And the presentation was awesome, and getting to, talk with the developers and stuff was really great. Houston was a little bit strange because, and I don't know if everyone else felt like this, but, since it was like the first Grand Archive event, it felt like people were like a little bit more separated than they are at events now. So like we weren't really spending as much time with the community at Houston as we do at events now, where like, it feels like walking in a room with all of your friends. Where at Houston, like we barely knew anybody, and we were a very like new podcast, so nobody knew us. And so we had less of that like direct community engagement at that event. Until Sunday night, which was like super fun, and it was great to see the announcements and get excited about Ari and all that stuff. So I think that was probably the closest that Steve and I have been, but I don't think that was a like we're gonna quit Grand Archive. That was a like we don't like what's happening now, and we if this continues in the future, we might have to take a step back. But thankfully, it did not continue in the future.
Correct.
So we're here for the long haul, but it's really because of you guys. That is what keeps us around. Is you guys supporting the show and not even like from a parasocial thing, from a like literal social thing. It's like great to know all of you guys and hang out at events and stuff.
We've said it like I think probably factually a million times at this point, but like everyone that came up to us and said kind words about us and the show when we were at Worlds literally meant the world to us. Like it
for sure.
It was an absolutely amazing feeling just to like be so revered in the community, and it's like not something that I'm used to. So,
but like we're not celebrities.
No.
The part that is nice is that it's not like oh, thank you for watching our show. It's like people that watch our show and enjoy the stuff that we do are like friends that we haven't met.
Right.
So like they have an understanding of us that means that, you know, when they come up and introduce themselves, we like immediately, you know, hit it off because they've listened to us talk so much, right? Like that's the cool part. So we make a whole bunch of friends that we don't know until we meet them, and then we're, you know, we make
especially like when
friends,
you like you see the same people's names in chat all the time, and then they come up and go, oh hey,
I'm that guy.
I'm that guy, and you're like, oh my god, I love you.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys. You make it all worth it. That is that's why we do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on. Next question comes from, I hope he wins the giveaway because I love him, but I hope he doesn't win the giveaway because we will have to ship him the stuff. This comes from the world champion himself.
Oh, boy.
Glenny boy. Hi, Glenn.
Hello, Glenn.
Glenn says, if you, Steven.
Me?
You.
Okay.
Won the Apotheosis, right? What would you do with it?
That is tough.
I believe the rumblings that I've heard is that Glenn sold it, but I don't know if that's true because I have not heard from the source himself, so I'm not sure.
Honestly, like if I won that and it was in my possession and someone offered me $50K, there's no way I could say no to it.
Right.
That's literally life-changing money.
That is so true.
Like $50K solves all of my financial problems right now.
Yeah.
And like puts me well ahead of where I would like to be right now.
Yeah, it's all about context, I think, is the hardest part. But I agree. $50,000 is a lot. And it's really easy for us to sit behind the table here and we're never gonna fucking be the world champions. Correct. So like we can hope and dream and be like, oh, what if that was us? But so like Glenn, he won like $20K, right? Like in prize money. You get the solid gold Crusaders ring and the Apotheosis, right? I would like to keep the card, I think, if I could swing it. But like you said, $50,000 is a life-changing amount of money. But if like you get 20 grand for winning and you sell the like solid gold Grand Crusaders ring for some absurd amount of money, then maybe I could justify keeping the Apotheosis, right?
Right.
And we say it all the time. We're drinking the Kool-Aid. I really do believe in Grand Archive, and so there is something to be said about the value of that card in the future. And that would probably be the only thing that I could leverage in my own brain to keep it. Is that, well, you know, that at some point it'll be worth more money. But if it's like I don't get the 20 grand, I don't get the Grand Crusaders ring to sell for some amount of money, then I'd probably just have to sell the Apotheosis, right? Because like you said, sort of life-changing money. But like if somebody handed me $20,000, that'd be enough to change my life, and like I wouldn't feel like I would need the 50 grand immediately.
That's true.
Which is
that
nice.
Is also true.
Yeah. So it's all about context.
Right.
But like as Glenn has worded it, you've just won the Apotheosis, right? You don't get anything else. I think we're both selling it.
Yeah. Probably.
We're we work regular ass 40-hour week jobs, and it'd be nice to have $50,000.
Yeah, $50,000 means like, you know, Cam and I put a down payment on a house together, and we make a studio. Yep. And not in a closet.
That's true. That would all be great. So if you guys want to donate $50,000, you can. We'll send you our PayPal. But all right,
lineagebreak@gmail.com.
That's right. Next question comes from Rick Rage on Discord. Hi, Rick.
Hello, Rick.
What cards do you? I'm being bullied on the internet. Not really, but whatever. What cards do you think need to be published to make star calling viable?
You should have known when you opened up the forum to this community that you specifically were going to get bullied. I've not been bullied, which is good.
Bully Steven. It's not too late. It's not too late. You can submit questions to bully Steven.
Don't bully me. Bully Cam. I love it. He loves it. It's perfect.
I don't know how you make star calling good. I think if you make star calling good, it's broken. I think they did like a really smart and sad design of Arisana's star calling ability, where it is really cool, and when it works, it feels great. But I think by its nature, it has to be inconsistent or it's too good.
Yeah, I don't think anyone, like, if you've ever been on the receiving end of an Ari player that finds the line, it is miserable. It's literally not fun to just sit there and just like, oh, Cosmic Ball.
I think
Cosmic Fall.
I think
Like,
that is
it
the
li-
fun part, though. Is like when
Well,
they
for-
find the line,
Right.
But like if the line was consistent, you wouldn't be finding the line. You would just be doing the Merlin thing. You'd
Right.
be like, you die.
Right.
You know, like I'll glimpse 4, the game's over.
Right.
So it's tough.
I can see finding the line as the Ari player is fun.
Yeah.
But like it's like oh, maybe I have a shot, and then they're just like kill you, and you're like fuck.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, answer this honestly.
Right.
Like, do you feel better about Arisana player takes 15 game actions and finds a lethal line, or Merlin casts Fireball for your life total?
The first one.
Yeah, right. Like, I think the cool part is they like actually have to do some thinking and some
Right.
doing, and they find the line, and that's cool.
Right.
But I think if Star Calling was viable, it would be like Merlin cast Fireball. It'd be like, oh, I'll glimpse 6. It's deterministic that I kill you because my deck is consistent, and that feels bad. So.
Yeah, I think Star Calling would have been much better if Prima Materia said all damage for the turn.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe it was harder to accomplish. And yeah, it was stronger. I do think Prima's like really good, but
Yeah, Prima is great. But
I think
like,
Star Calling is actually really close. To answer your question, I think that Star Calling is probably as close as it's going to be for a long time. Is I do think it is like not terrible. It's like probably like a tier 2 deck. I don't think you should take it to a tournament unless you're like really juiced about Ari. I think there is like a cool skill ceiling there, which is neat, but you do get outclassed by some of the meta decks. But I do think it's fine. Like, I've been playing a build lately that like feels okay. But then I said it feels okay, and the last time I played it, I believe I went 1 in 5 games throughout the evening. So like, who knows, right? So I don't know. I think it's easier to make potions viable, and I think potions are a more fun user experience for everyone involved. So I think maybe they'll try to make potions the Ari way, and that like fits Ari's
aesthetic.
her like
It
divine
feels
philosophy.
weird for her to go from like being like an herbalist, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm scrying the scars and stuff.
It is a little strange. I feel like big shout out to Bell on the Weaves of the Short team. I feel like in ALC we were missing the lore connection for any of these characters, so Ari feels really disconnected because we don't have any of that like lore to know why she went from your local weed dealer to scrying the stars.
She smoked too much of her own stash.
Yeah, it's true. It's too many mushrooms. But yeah, I agree. She feels a little bit disconnected, which is strange. But it's good. There's your answer. It's already good. Just go play it at tournaments where I'm in attendance, so that you will lose. All right. Next question comes from Severif, which I assume is a friend of yours.
Correct.
Because the first question. Thank you for bullying Steve. Steve, why are you so cute?
I'm cute because beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
And
I appreciate it.
you are very cute.
Thank you.
Real question. What recommendations would you make to help someone get into the game? It's a good question.
That is a great question. So if you can find them, because
True.
Unfortunately they are sold out right
Expensive.
now. The recollection decks are probably the best starter
Terrific.
product that you can get for the game. Other than that, just going to your local game store and picking up starter decks if you can find them, and yeah, I think those are probably like the two best ways to start playing.
I think all of the starter products are great.
Yep.
The recollection decks are great if you can find them for MSRP. The Prelude double decks are actually very good, and you can find those not at your LGS because they were Kickstarter exclusive, but you can find them online for about $100.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
And they're quite good. They come with a lot of staples and very playable decks. The starter decks are a great spot to look, especially with AMB coming out in October. Look for those starter decks if you haven't jumped in yet. And then, yeah, like Steve said, of course, go to your LGS. The cool thing about Grand Archive is cards are expensive. They sure are. We know. We've seen the singles prices. We know that you've seen the singles prices. However, any store that is running Grand Archive will be awarding event packs for playing Grand Archive, and event packs, especially the gold ones, are a great way to get just staples for
Correct.
playing at your LGS.
Yeah.
Gold packs have always either a foil or an SR in them, so you're
My last gold
opening
pack-
heat.
My last gold pack, I opened up my Sadie. My last lady that I needed. So.
2 weeks ago, I opened up a gold pack that had an Academy guide in it. $80 card.
That is true.
You know, so just go to your locals, pick up a starter deck, and at least anecdotally, we think the community is very welcoming. So you'll probably find at your locals people giving you commons and uncommons and all that stuff for free.
Correct.
But thank you for your question. Next is L Style. Will you consider doing deck techs? That's a good question. It's something that we had actually like filmed some of a very long time ago.
Yeah.
They
never saw the light.
No, they never came out. But it is something that we would like to do. And if the best way for us to do content is you guys let us know if that's something that you want to do. Or you want us to do. Right. If you want to see, let us know. The problem that I have with deck techs personally is nothing to do with the format. Usually the deck techs that I want to watch are people that have a reason for me to watch them.
Correct.
So, you see the good players put out the deck techs. Right. Like I know like Chess Club does all the time. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. They're very good at this game. Yeah. I should take their word for it. Why should you take our word for anything is sort of how I feel about deck techs. So.
The only deck techs that you shouldn't be watching... I'm joking, by the way, are Limelights.
Right. Yeah. He
that guy is terrible at this game.
A pull in the wool over your eyes, for sure. He's trying to get you to play bad decks. But yeah, it's something that we've considered. If that's something that you guys would like to see, let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe. A strong maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
If we ever win anything, of note, then maybe we'll do a deck tech.
You guys can know this. There is more videos coming out soon.
True. I'm spending a lot of money on equipment, and we will be using it.
Yep. We are doing a new series soon.
True.
And you'll find more about that later.
That's true. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the show. All right, our next question comes from Sola. Hello.
Hello.
In your eyes, what did Grand Archive start out as, and what has it become? So, like, where has Grand Archive gone over its 18 months of life, or however long we've been gaming?
So, to me, it started out as just kind of like a fun new hobby, kind of like to coincide me not having fun playing Modern.
Magic.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. I wasn't really having a great time. And Cam pointed out that, hey, there's this new anime card game. And I said, oh, whoa, I like card games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where it started for me. And then it's kind of evolved from not just the game itself, but because of the podcast and everything, it's become more of like almost like a career, I want to say, where it's like because of the podcast. And because of my love for the game, it just kind of like, I don't know, became something bigger than just the game for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Like as a game, I think I'm not sure exactly where the answer to this question, what they wanted. But as far as the game goes, I think Grand Archive, like early DOA, Grand Archive, I think they've done a very good job where DOA feels sort of like a proof of concept, where like the bones are there, but it was very much felt like playing like limited, right? Like card pool is very small. All of the decks were like pretty basic with a couple of cursed outliers because there's a few cards that were like a little bit too powerful in DOA. But it was like a good proof of concept that I had hoped that they would expand on, and I feel like when we hit like ALC, MRC, this sort of last season that we're in feels like Grand Archive has sort of hit its stride, where it feels like a whole game now. Now that we have 7 classes and there's a little bit more deck diversity, that sort of like seedling idea that DOA has felt like it's grown into a more real embodiment of what they wanted.
It's a big old bush now.
Seedling to a bush. As far as me personally, very, very similar things to Steve. Steve and I are card game enjoyers, so we'll try most new things. We've played a lot of card games in the past, and that won't change. We'll play a lot of card games in the future that aren't Grand Archive, but Grand Archive went from being like a game that I want to play to like taking over most of my life and most of my time. Grand Archive does take a lot of my time now, and like Steve said, feels sort of like a career, for lack of better words, because we spend so much time on it, both here on the podcast, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to commentate several events for the company, and maybe other events at some point, which is just like so humbling and allows me to sort of pursue this game in a little bit more of a professional capacity than just like playing it or whatever. So Steve and I, of course, all of these questions that involve us end with us feeling so very blessed by the support that you guys give us that allow us to engage with this game as much as we do. And as I said earlier, it's a very healthy outlet for Steve and I, where when the game itself gets a little bit frustrating, we of course have this content side of it that we love doing and love engaging with the game in a different way.
Right.
So yeah. What a cool game, that Grand Archive. It's all right, I guess. All right. Next question comes from Pokey Cole. It's I assume like Pokemon, but maybe it's Poke Cole. I don't know. Hi, Cole.
Hello.
Thanks for your question. What's your favorite fire ally?
Favorite fire ally?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's her name?
Something
Fusilier?
Jesus, it's a new card.
Yeah,
I haven't
She's,
dug in yet. She's a 3/1.
I think so.
It's a 1-mana 3/1.
I can see her art in my head, in my mind's eye, and I like that art a lot.
I have 3 answers.
What are your 3 answers?
Obligatory cleric card, Inzali. I like Inzali a lot. I think she's a really cool design. I think she's hot. I want her to smite me. Obligatory mage design. I really like Clumsy Apprentice. I think that's a really cool card, and she's super cute and drawn by my favorite artist. Third is I'm a big fan of the new Flame Rune Swordsman. Because she's hot.
I really like her flavor text.
And her flavor text is really good.
It's because of the flames. That's really good.
So those are my 3 cop-out answers. Charged Gunslinger, says Glass. Perhaps. I can, I think the 1-mana 3/1 is Fusilier or something. But
Volatile Fusilier.
Yeah. Fusilier. Yeah. Yeah, is that the 3/1?
It's a 1/1 range.
That has range too? Yeah.
On enter, you can deal yourself 4
to give her range.
To give her range.
Yeah. 1-mana 3/1.
Give her distant.
They're distant, yeah.
But I really like her design. She's very pretty.
Yeah. She's pretty.
And she's a 1-drop 3/1.
It's pretty sick.
That's sick.
This is a great question. Comes from Dusk Bunny.
I'm also a big pink conscript guy. I played him a lot in Fire Lorraine in DOA.
I wish she would strap me.
DOA?
DOA, yeah. DOA card. Dusk Bunny asks, what cards not named Dungeon Guide would you like to see reprinted in the next set?
Huh.
I think Dungeon Guide would be a great reprint.
Yeah, Dungeon Guide, Grand Crusader's Ring.
But not named Dungeon Guide,
Grand Crusader's Ring.
I
only say this because, like, currently, right, it's hard to onboard new people. I've seen it in the Discord. I've seen a lot of people griping, and I understand. Trust me, I get where you're coming from, that the entry point to get into this game now is astronomical.
Right.
From where it used to be. So now it's really hard to onboard new people when you're like, oh, you have to spend $1,000 to build your entry-level deck, which is kind of hard. But I also think that with time that will become alleviated when we get alter prints of ALC and MRC and stuff like that. Things will drop back down. But I think like the staples, like Grand Crusader's Ring, of course, Dungeon Guide, maybe Gildas.
Yeah, Gildas was going to be my answer for sure. I think it's hard. The way that they frame this question is in the next set, so that makes me think like
AVN?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
HVN?
No, like Mortal Ambition.
Oh.
But it's a little bit tough when, things like Ghost of Pendragon really need a reprint, but like you can't necessarily print that in A and B if Crux isn't in the set. So yeah, I think Gildas is a great shout. I would love to see Dungeon Guide reprinted. The game is so new that it's understandable that cards are as expensive as they are. Like somebody in chat said, Academy Guide. But like we should be getting an ALC alter, right? Which will fix the Academy Guide problem. I think that this game, provided that it does stay a legacy game, which seems to be their plan, at least for the foreseeable future, is a game that could really benefit from like a Masters sort of style release where it's exclusively reprints and reprinted for staples to come down a little bit. I understand what that does to the card market, and I understand that they want the secondary market to feel healthy, and you don't want to print things into oblivion. I think there should be certain exceptions. I think it's okay that Grand Crusaders Ring is like $40, and I think it would be okay if Academy Guide is $40. It's $80 is a little bit too much, right? So it's hard to
and I've seen
to
people
narrow that
pricing
in.
them at like 100 and stuff. Like,
Right.
you shouldn't have to pay 400, like a CSR price for staples.
However, Dungeon Guide should be a $3 or $4 card. It's a rare. I don't think that they should worry about the secondary market health of cards that are below the SR rarity, because it's just not feasible, right? Like it gives us, it's giving Magic, right? Where you get to a point where in modern Magic, right, there are some staple cards, think like Shieldred, that is like expensive because she's a mythic and she's very playable. That's fine. Like you want cards to be worth money so that product is worth opening, but nothing in the like rare slot
should be $30.
should be worth, I saw somebody selling them for like $45 this weekend. And so I think a Dungeon Guide would be great in something like Supporter Pack. That's my fucking fingers crossed. All of my fingers are crossed that, because we haven't seen all of SP2, that they put fucking Dungeon Guide in there, because I don't think that card should be so prohibitively expensive.
Right.
And they know that. It was in the Prelude release. Like in the starter decks for Kickstarter, there was Dungeon Guides.
Right.
Like they understand that card is ubiquitous and shouldn't be worth money. It was in a starter deck product, right?
It also, I think it also benefits. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. The promo Dungeon Guides.
Right.
Those cards, I understand being pricey.
Right.
I don't understand how, was Dungeon Guide short printed?
No.
No? It's just a rare in a big set?
It's just ubiquitous, right? Like think about any of the other rares in DOA if they were as playable as they are. You look at like backup charges. I
could see like first ed Dungeon Guides.
Sure.
Going for like $20.
Right.
But I don't think 45 is the number.
Especially Alter's still like in print.
Right. You can still get DOA.
Right.
In fact, one of our friends bought a box of DOA from us.
Right.
And he opened a Dungeon Guide.
Right. And it's a $40 card. Pays for most of your box, and it's a rare. Gildas is a good answer, though. I think Gildas is the most reasonable if we're not talking about Dungeon Guide. All right. Moving on. We gotta make some dents. This next question comes from Jabated XD.
Hello.
We love Jabali. What do you think the meta is going to shape up after seeing recent events? Is it going to be dominated by wind players, or do you think other elements will put out some surprises at the next ascent? Wind meta?
I think it is a wind meta. I think, fortunately, I like wind.
It's been a fire meta for
It's been a fire meta for a while.
Shout out to wind.
But I think it's a wind meta. However, I do think there are decks in water and in fire that will surprise. Like I was surprised to see Nico top 32. I think she got 9th,
11th.
11th. Yep. Like that's wild. I would never in a million years to think a Nico player would have made and top 32, let alone almost top 8.
Yeah.
So I think there are definitely decks out there that will surprise you.
I think fire is in a pretty bad spot, especially with wind being as ubiquitous as it is. So I would be pretty surprised to see a breakout fire deck. I think fire's probably pretty poorly positioned right now. I do not feel that way about water. I think that there are water strategies that can combat these wind decks and do it very favorably. I think that's going to be a sort of meta call. I think that wind right now is the best element at playing the field. Most of the wind decks have a pretty wide and even matchup spread, but I think that there are certain water strategies that you can build to combat some of these top wind decks. You just won't be able to beat all of the top wind decks.
Right.
So you have to sort of hope that you get good matchups across the board. But if you're like looking to beat Tristan or looking to beat allies, you can really do that.
Right. And I think like there's like something to say, like the water Tristan deck, it's hard. The wind deck into the water allies Tristan deck is very hard because they have what is that card?
Yeah, that one. Oh, it's a heater.
Korhazi Trapper.
Yeah.
Korhazi Trapper makes combat miserable, especially if you can consistently get prep counters on it, which Tristan does very easily.
So yeah, keep an eye out. Water decks coming.
Fire decks ban Fireball.
True. Next message comes from Snugglefuzz.
Snugglefuzz, that's a great name.
It's a great name. Their question is, I feel that Arisana has a lot of powerful cards in her kit, but there's something missing for consistency. Do you have any suggestions on what that might be? I don't think that card exists. I think you're doing a great job deck building, Snugglefuzz. I don't think that she has a consistency piece that exists currently.
There is one that Cam made up. It is whenever you gather, recover one.
Yeah,
that card would fix your deck.
Yeah, please, please give us a Proxy Vault.
If that card comes out in Proxy Vault, Cam is insider trading.
Don't listen to anybody, especially that plays at Webway Games, telling you differently. I'm a big fan of Lunar Seer. If you are not playing Lunar Seer in your Star Calling decks, I highly recommend it. I've been very impressed by that card. All right. Moving on. Next message comes from CyberFox Studio. Hi, Fox.
Hello.
Why did you change the team name to Lineage Break from Leg Break?
That is not a thing.
That is sort of a thing. Anybody who knows Mark, who's on our team,
yes,
Mark broke his leg, and so people on the Discord have been calling him Leg Break, which is quite funny. And I think the plan is that when we have the next set of jerseys made for probably not Chicago, maybe Toronto.
Yeah.
Mark's is going to say Leg Break. So Leg Break is not gone anywhere. He's still kicking around. He's winning all of our local events. Yeah. So send all of your love to Leg Break. He's getting on a plane to go to Chicago with us soon. All right. Next question we have is from Isaiah, I think. La Win. It's AIZEA. You know?
Yeah, it's Kusal.
Hi, Kusal. What are the best gateways for getting into this game outside of going to my LGS? Hey. That's great.
Going to your LGS.
The Discord is very active.
Yeah.
It's a great place. If you don't mind playing either webcam or TTS, there is a big community for that. You can always find TTS games, webcam games in the Discord community. There's also weekly webcam events run by Yeti Gaming, and they do a great job. Sometimes you'll see myself commentating with the lovely boys over at Serene Balance Productions. So if you don't want to go to your LGS, definitely do that. Watch content. There's lots of content like us out there. You can go check out Creative Shock. They're doing a lot of great stuff these days for onboarding and getting people interested. There's a great video that just came out by Red Zone Rogue about getting into Grand Archive in 2024. Let's go check that out as well. All beautiful people and friends of ours. Yeah,
I think that sums it up.
Yeah. Next question. Oh, fuck. We're going to be here for the rest of the night. Next question comes from Poro. Hi, Poro.
Hi, Poro.
What's for dinner?
Oh, boy.
What do you want to eat, Steve?
Dinner?
I don't know. Is it late over there, Poro? You eating dinner? We eat lunch. It's like noon right now.
Yeah.
I think Poro is one time zone behind us. In
Correct.
Fact. So I think it's like 11 a.m.
Correct.
Or I guess
It's 12
noon now.
12:30. But
What's for lunch?
I don't know. It's your turn to pick.
I'm like really hungry. I thought you were leaving. Are you getting lunch?
Yeah.
All right.
I have to be here till at least 4 because my friend is coming for a demo.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember anything.
I know.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know. We can't do that. We'll be here forever. Thank you for your question. Poro just said Chinese.
I mean, yeah, Cam said no. Sorry, Poro.
I don't like Chinese food. You know,
I'm a big spare rib guy. I like the spare ribs.
I'm not a big spare rib guy.
I like spare ribs, and I like
crab rangoons.
That's it, crab rangoons, and I like egg rolls.
But I can't eat real crab rangoons. I have to eat
No, there's no real crab rangoon. It's all.
Oh no, there is.
Where? Because every Chinese food around here is imitation crab.
You gotta you get the fancy Chinese food. They give you real crab, and then I die. But imitation crab, that's great.
Yeah, no, it's just what there's those big fish stick things, the big red fish sticks. It's not even like crab.
Why don't they make imitation shrimp? You know, God, I love shrimp.
I hate shrimp.
Can't eat fucking shrimp. All right, next question comes from Byaku-san. Hello, Byaku-san.
Hello.
Currently, the BNR only consists of banned and watched cards. If Weebs of the Shore ever restricts a main deck card, how do you think it will be handled? Is that true? Yeah, everything right now is Regalia? No, not on the watch list, but on the ban list, right? Oh, no. Reckless Conversion's banned.
Right. I think he's saying.
Oh, if they ever restricted.
Like a
oh, interesting.
Because like
Yu-Gi-Oh,
watched,
you can do restriction lists.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh does restrictions where like you can have like one card in your deck, one copy of it. I don't know how that works for a game like this. I think it's very.
I think restrict to one is like actually fine. I even think that like Reckless Conversion could theoretically in the future be restricted to one.
Interesting.
Okay. Consistency is really important, and Grand Archive is not a heinously consistent game. So where like other games like Flesh and Blood or whatever is usually my go-to example, could not do a restricted list because the game is too consistent. You could get the same sort of Yu-Gi-Oh level effectiveness out of a restriction list in Grand Archive, I think, if you ban some of these like overtly very strong cards to one. That would be a great way to deal with problem cards like Fireball. If Fireball was restricted, it would be a lot safer.
Yeah, because you can't just Fireball in response. I'll Fireball in response. I'll Fireball. Yeah, okay, I could see that.
So yeah, I don't think that would be a terrible idea. It's just kind of a headache, I assume. So I don't know if they want to deal with that. Is sort of like a headache from a deck list perspective and a judge perspective and a approachability perspective. It's a lot easier for new players to be like, you cannot play this card, you can play this card, not you can play this one sort of sometimes. But I don't think that it would necessarily be unhealthy. I think that would be fine.
Yeah. I'm in agreement, I guess, after your explanation. But
I gotcha.
I feel restricted lists it's a slippery slope.
I agree.
Because then, like, you have the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, right? Where, like, they have a restricted list and they make 1 million cards on your list, and then they start errata-ing cards because they've been around for 20 years. Yeah. So your Sangan now is once per turn and comes off the list, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, I think it is a benefit, especially as the game gets larger, to have a very cut-and-dry ban list. My favorite game, Weiss Wars, has choose lists, which I think is like actually the worst thing of all time.
Choose lists?
Yeah, where they put like 3 cards on a list and you can play one of 3 of them.
Oh,
right.
That's wild.
It's like there's 3 cards and you have to choose one of those 3 cards to be able to play in your deck.
Yeah,
and it's nightmarish.
Do that
to
for
understand.
erupting. Do that for erupting.
Yeah,
it's
like
you
can
play
erupting song. Yeah. Yep.
Pick one.
Yeah, you know. All right. Next question is from our glorious leader, Shinja.
Hi, Shinja.
From TM32. Hi, Shinja. Shinja asks, what do you feel about the current Ascent / organized play roadmap? Do you think there should be more events, less events, etc.?
I think it's perfect, actually. I think the it's the exact right amount of events. You know, it's one every month, except for 2 months for product.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great.
Yeah, it's sort of hard to argue with.
Especially because like it's not like they're not all events in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's fine, right? Like,
Right.
It's like everywhere in the world is getting an event at some point.
It is really robust, and so as far as like the general organized play roadmap goes, I'm pretty happy with it. I agree. We have a major event almost every month for the next 14 months or so. I think there's like 2 outliers. Something that I would like to see is we are, I think, in the minority. Well, maybe not in the minority from like people that watch the show, right? But in the grand scheme of Grand Archive, we are in the minority that we travel a lot and we go to every event that we can. And even that, there's some people that like Trent is going to Singapore, right? There's some people that will travel globally to every event that they can. And so I think they've done a pretty good job so far spreading them out. Obviously, we need more Europe events, but I know that they're working on that. But something that I would like to see is some more local initiatives. I do really like the Store Championship and regional format, but those do tend to lean competitive. Ironically, I think Store Championship leans more competitive than regionals does, because regionals, there's a way better reward for newer players just showing up because they give you so much stuff. But I'm hoping for stuff like Rebel Fest, but maybe a little bit more frequent local, smaller organized play initiatives. I think would be cool.
Yeah.
More reasons for people to come out to the LGS and
Right.
play the game, but at a more casual level.
Right.
Because
sometimes it's just too much to like want to like have like constant high play event.
yeah, and we have plenty of people that play at our store locally that are very committed to the game. But they're not going to Chicago. They're not going to Toronto.
Right.
So we want something for them to look forward to as well, other than regionals. Some more fun, more casual focused stuff.
I guess we could also like do that ourselves, right?
Well, it's true. It's just much harder to do something
Right.
individually
Right.
than it is to get support from the company. So
That's fair.
more casual initiatives. It's always hard to grab the casual audience, and we know that, and Weebs knows that. When it comes to card games, it's a lot easier to get the diehards that want to play the game competitively than it is to get the commander players from Magic to play the game more casually. And so I think some sort of initiative in that regard would be pretty cool. PvE is cool. You guys should support it. All right. Next question comes from Alphonse Zeus. Hello, Zeus.
Hello.
If you could craft a new class using a new regalia, what would that be? I don't know what they mean by new regalia, but if you could make a new class, Steven.
Like a new weapon, maybe?
Maybe.
Like,
But
and like a new themed character?
Well, it says new class.
Well, new class, yeah.
If
So
you
like
could
an
have
eighth
if you could have an
class, right?
eighth class, what would you choose?
Hey,
Hey there.
it's Alphonse Zeus. He's asking the question.
New class, Steven.
I'm thinking.
I will. I'll take the pressure off.
Okay,
I'll grab this one.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I have to deep.
Going on the same line as earlier when I wanted to get a Oogie Boogie Spooky set, I would love to have a Necromancer class. I think those are sweet. I want to make zombies.
That's cool. I think I'm going to take inspiration from Final Fantasy XIV.
Perfect.
Because-
Pictomancer.
Exactly. I would like a Pictomancer class.
He's phoning it in.
I
ladies
am
and
phoning it
gentlemen.
in because
so phoned in.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Does nobody likes, just wants to play Final Fantasy. That's what he wants.
Well, okay.
He wants an MMO player.
Do you really want to know? Do you really? I want a mech pilot class.
Yeah, there you go.
And I want my regalia to be a mech.
Sweet. Get in the robot.
Get in the
Alan.
robot.
Alan, get in the robot.
Shinja, get in the robot.
Shinja, get in the robot. Or else Alan will have to do it again.
I'm having a hard time, Alphon, because I left Dawn Trail to come here to film.
Appreciate his sacrifice. It's the gravest sacrifice Steven has ever made, to step away from his computer for 2 or 3 hours.
Right. It's tough. I've been waiting all week, and my game was updated on Wednesday
Nice.
because they released the update. It just wasn't live yet. I updated on Wednesday.
Well, great. You playing this morning?
I was, yeah.
Well, great. Then what are you complaining about? All
I'm
right.
already level 81 on my
Relax.
Pictomancer. It's fine. We're good.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I have 9 more to go before I can start
All
the
right.
story.
All right. I'm moving on. Stop. Please.
Laughs in currently playing Dawn Trail. What server you want?
All right. Jesus. Next question is from Joyboy, currently playing Dawn Trail. Hi, Joyboy. Thank you for your question. What are your thoughts on Water Nico?
I'm also on Dynamis. Water Nico was sick. I definitely think that you should play it because I want to play it. I have it built. It's sitting in a pile, unsleeved. But yeah, I have what do you call it? I have Water Nico built. It's the winning list from Taipei.
Yep.
It's very cool.
TP.
And yeah, definitely play Water Nico.
I think she's good. I think she is fine.
I think Icebound Slime is sick.
I think she has a hard time into Ominous Shadow tokens.
She most certainly does. And Intercept and Taunt is really hard for her to deal with.
Yep.
But other than that, she's sick.
But I think she's pretty good. I think there are probably several builds of that deck that can work. The one that won place 11th in Taipei was pretty focused on Ravishing Finale stuff. But I think you can make that deck a little bit more like value oriented.
Yeah.
And
the list is pure water.
yeah, you get to play Serene Spirit, which is actually really cool.
Yeah, you play Serene Spirit because you never lose your elemental type when you crack it.
So you at level 2? Yeah?
You're effectively 31 health.
Yeah,
which is better than level 3 Tony.
So I think she's got something cooking.
Hi Axios, I see you in lurking.
All right, moving
on. Title sweep. Yeah, sure. I don't. I have a love-hate with that card.
With Title Sweep.
Yeah,
that card sucked. Card's so bad, so bad. But like what you got to do, right?
Title sweep for 6, man.
Yep. Well, 7's what you want.
7.
But, yeah. You can do it. I mean, that's what Mage Band lasts for, right?
Right.
All right. Next question comes from Kai Day 26. Hi, Kai Day.
Hello.
A theme. We see a theme. The branding has worked.
Are you being bullied again?
The branding has worked. What are some of your tips for Arisana? I'm struggling with water / Starcall Arisana.
This is I have 0 games into Arisana. This is all you, my guy.
Yeah. Water's tough. I think that she was sort of designed as a water deck. Fingers crossed they don't do this to Kongming. But she was designed as a water deck. I think her water deck is a little bit too slow. I don't think water wants to be really reactive, but you want to be reactive with a proactive threat, right? That's the water decks that see success, is some sort of proactive way to forward your game plan while being reactive.
Right.
Unfortunately, Arisana, being as level 3 focused as she is just very reactive by nature. So I think it's pretty hard without any solid removal to play the water deck and be solely reactive. So I've leaned more in the other directions, both fire and wind. I think are a little bit easier to do the star calling game plan. If you are looking to play water specifically, I think there is something to be said about playing Lucent Arbiter and trying to slow the game down to a crawl. But that is a tough experience for you and your opponent to sit through.
I can say that. And unfortunately, a lot of those times you're slowing the game down to a crawl and then you still lose.
Right. Yeah, that's the Ari way. But if you're looking to make Ari water Starcall work, the best advice that I can have is play Fractals, play lots of Float, play Awakened Deacon. And that is the most success that I found with that deck.
Yeah. Also, Spire is sick.
Constellary Spire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That card's sick.
If you're playing Lucent Arbiter.
Correct.
All right. Next question comes from Tintin. Hi, Tintin.
Hi, Tintin.
Hope you're doing well. Tintin says, congrats on 50. Thank you. Any thoughts on the new advanced element, Exia? How you feeling about Jin and his
Well, like I said before,
Luxem-esque Exia?
It's hard to predict what it is, right?
Mhm.
Like, because now we're in like a place where like it's a brand new advanced element. We have no idea what Jin himself does, so
Right.
like it's hard to like just reach into the ether and pull out like this is what Exia is.
Right.
But if I had to guess,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably very similar to Crux,
Mm.
where it like wants to focus on your weapon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so we can say what is not, right? That's the easiest
Mhm.
thing about Exia is I think something that they probably want us to do, and I don't know if people do, is identify like what makes an advanced element an advanced element. And they all do have a theme, and so we assume it won't have that same theme, right? So like Neos is creation, right?
Mhm.
So it's all about creating things, and so we assume Exia is not going to create things. Arcane is all about chaos, right? Discarding at random, banishing things. And so we assume it's not going to be chaotic. Crux is all about recursion. We assume it's not going to be about recursion, right? Like stuff like that. So yeah, like I assume Jin's pool specifically will be weapon based because that's sort of the warrior shtick. But like Lorraine being Crux, is more so like Lorraine's cards are weapon based and
Yeah, I
less
guess-
so.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Crux is weapon based because Crux is about like recursion, right? So I don't know. I really don't know. It's not going to be Gilgamesh, which is what I hoped it would be.
Well, that's because Lorraine's Gilgamesh, right?
Well, sort of.
And Soul, you can't tell me that in Soul doesn't just scream Gilgamesh.
Well, we're gonna get into the weeds here. I think in Soul is more Unlimited Blade Works than it is.
Really?
What is fucking Gilgamesh's
I don't know. It's
fucking
Tower of Babylon.
Noble Phantasm? Yeah. I don't know, some
Is
Babylon
it? Yeah,
shit.
it's something Babylon.
I
It's
think
like Babylon Treasury or something.
I think Tony is more Gilgamesh than Lorraine is.
I guess that's fair.
because he creates the swords.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, right, and he keeps them from his collection.
Well, I guess. Well, doesn't Unlimited Blade Works make copies of copies of
right,
famous blades?
which is what In Soul does. She makes copies, but then she loses them because
Oh,
they
yeah.
break immediately.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They watched Fate Stay Night. And by the way,
You should watch Face.
that's true. In case any of you were in any doubt, I encourage you to go watch the podcast that we did at Worlds, where several times Roger's making references to Fate Stay Night, and I remember turning to Roger and I'm like, "You have to stop doing that. They're going to copyright strike you. Stop it." Anyway, what were we talking about? Jin, Exia.
Exia.
Yeah, I hope he's Lancer. I love Fate. All right, moving on.
Me too. We need a rider.
That's true. You can ride me. Hey, Glass. Glass is here. Hi, Glass. Congratulations on your win at Worlds, Glass. Gamer. Favorite Ascent Spirit. I know which favorite Glass has. It's probably the one that he
has.
owns.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn, by far.
Yeah.
Easy.
Gwendolyn.
Slam dunk.
Yep. Same.
And I am a
I was gonna
water player.
I was gonna trade my Sabrina for a Gwendolyn if I got Sabrina. Congrats on your Sabrina class.
It is a blessing and a curse that I don't love Sabrina because I don't even have to think about
Buying one.
wanting one. But the next water spirit I fear for my life. So we'll see you next year when we get the second water spirit.
might have to start playing to win one.
Glass also chat did not enter the giveaway. Thank you for your question, Glass. We love you. Next question comes from Freedom X15. Hi, Freedom.
Hello.
Which decks from previous sets / metas do you miss? That's an interesting one. Is there any decks that have fallen out of favor that you miss?
Not that I can think of. Maybe the water gun deck. I did really like the water gun deck.
Like Water Diana.
Yeah.
I think she's okay.
I don't think I was playing her. I think no one's playing her, and I think that's a shame because I think a lot of her new stuff is pretty good.
That is interesting. I miss it's tough because the game's like pretty new, right? So like a lot of these archetypes still exist. They're just like not very good. I miss Water Lorraine. That is the deck that I played the most in the like opening 6 months of the game, 8 months, whatever. Sort of like a Water Allies deck, but playing Spirit Blade and Soul and Dispersion back when they were both broken.
Yeah.
Was super fun. I like that deck a lot. So I miss Water and Soul Lorraine. But you can still sort of like see shades of that. I don't think Erupting's dead, otherwise I would probably say Erupting. I think Erupting is like a cool deck, and it's neat that it exists. But people are like, oh, it's not good anymore because they're, bad or something. Erupting.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is still kicking around, but I am a big Water and Soul Lorraine fan.
Yeah.
Because I like Fate Stay Night, so.
Correct.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right. Next question comes from Patchy. Hi, Patchy.
Hello.
Unfortunately, this one we just talked about. What are your speculations on Exia? So, if you guys haven't watched Fate Stay Night, right?
Do you guys know
Red,
Lancer?
Yeah.
It'll be what he does.
He does look like Lancer. They're just the same character, right? So that's all I got.
What is his? He throws his spear and it's like a big explosion.
Yeah, Guybolg. Yeah.
Gaybolge.
Yeah, Gaybolge. Yeah. Yep, that's where 12 years old. Yeah. Yeah. Guybolg is a noble phantasm. I don't even remember what it does. Yeah, he throws a spear and it
blows
explodes
up
or something.
Yeah. I think that's literally.
I don't know. I don't know what Lancer's
it's like,
doing. Yeah, with that spear. No, I really don't know.
Yeah, no, because I remember because he's standing on the building when he throws it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then he's oh,
what a great anime.
Yeah.
Excalibur. Yeah, I don't know. We think he'll be like glaive based, but that's like what he'll do. I don't know what Exia will do.
Yeah.
It's really tough. It's like really hard.
So like if Crux is recursion, is there like an opposite of recursion that Exia could be?
Well, it's creation. I would assume is the opposite of recursion, but that's what Neos does.
Right. Maybe like. So like, all right, hear me out.
All right, he's cooking. He's cooking.
I'm thinking a little bit. There is an archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! It is called Infernities.
Yeah.
And you are rewarded for having no cards in hand. So maybe Exia is destruction, and you destroy yourself for advantage.
That would be sick, actually. You're a smart guy. Yeah, we don't have any decks that want to lean into
being hellbent.
Yeah. I think it would be cool if they keyworded Fast-Cure, Fast-Cure, Gentle Respite, all these, like, if your influence is less than your opponent's, and they gave that a keyword. Yeah. And that was his keyword. And he did no cards in hand nonsense. Yeah. Less influence than your opponent nonsense.
Right. Like, I could think of,
like pretty cool.
Like,
Rococo.
If you have less influence than your opponent, the first Exia card you draw is free or something.
Sure, yeah.
That's like his like level 3 text.
That'd be cool. All right. Good. Now we have something to say when people ask us about Exia. All right.
Yeah, I think that would be
that's pretty sick.
I think that's a super cool like mechanic. Like
hopefully get it at some point. Yeah.
You know, like you gave Sylvie the first slime you play is free. Like when you level up. So like maybe like the first Exia spell you play is free each turn.
Yeah. But only if your influence is less than your opponent.
Only if your influence is less than your opponent.
Or if the Exia cards are like really busted, it's only if your influence is 0.
Right.
You know.
Right. Like you top deck it and it's like
you know.
Guy bulge
you. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm down. All right. As of right now, and it's good because it's 1:46 and we're gonna have to get out of here pretty soon. This is our last question. So thank you guys for chilling. It's 30 questions, and most of these people are in the giveaway, so I'm just gonna roll out of 30, and if I look up the number and it says they're not in a giveaway, I'm gonna re-roll it. But
Sure.
So our last question comes from Richie. Hi, Richie. We'll see you tonight. If they added a fourth basic element, what would you want it to be, and what would it do? Avatar. It's Earth.
Yeah, Earth.
Right. It's tough because it's a little bit hard to see exactly what the identity is for each spirit, because they're all like sort of.
So like let's break it down,
lax.
right? So water is mostly self-mill.
Yeah, it's like self-mill, floating memory, control.
Right.
Like those are the things.
Fire
is speed, discard,
discard, burn.
Yeah.
Self-burn too.
Yeah, just burn in general.
Yeah. And wind is bounce.
Is prevention, bounce, express.
Right. Yeah. So if you have an earth, it would have to be, I don't know.
I think Earth is cool if we
like shields or something.
Yeah, if we do it sort of like somewhere between Tenoris and Terra flavor, where it's like higher toughness, protection, stuff like spell shroud to protect your own dudes.
Right.
Stuff that stops them from moving. Right.
Right.
Very grounded sort of feel. So higher toughness, prevention effects on allies.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, that works.
Combat tricks that are not power but life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earth. Block. All right, so we did it. That's the end of our 50th episode.
Thank you all for
guys
being here.
For watching. We appreciate all of your questions. Of course, we do it all for you. It's all for you, Damien. All right, I'm gonna do some number picking. You vamp for me, Steve.
All right. So, we mentioned it a little bit earlier that we are working on a new project for the podcast. What this is going to entail is we are going to be randomly generating deck building conditions using a wheel. We're gonna spin it, and whatever it lands on, we have to build a deck with that stipulation. And then we are going to film a match and present that to you as a fun thing to do. For the first little bit, we are going to use stipulations that we have come up with, that we've brainstormed. But after a while, we are going to reach out to you, the audience, to get stipulations to add to our wheel.
That's true. In fact, I don't have enough. So if any of you have cool deck building stipulation ideas, let us know. Send us a DM on Discord or something. So we have a wheel, like Steve said, but I don't have enough slots currently to fill the wheel. So I'm open to suggestions. But that's the plan. We're going to start filming next week, I think, is the plan.
Yep.
So that'll be coming to you shortly. It's not going to be something that's going to be super common, because it is going to be a very well-produced and hard work for me, the editor. So probably going to try for like once a month.
Yep.
But it is, we're working on that, and we hope you guys enjoy it. We want to do some more like high production quality GA stuff for you guys, because there is a lot of content out there for Grand Archive, but I feel like there's a gap for the sort of like, I think of people like Game Nights and Card Market, EU, and 3 Floating. Stuff like that. Higher production quality gameplay stuff that is a little bit more produced, which a lot of people don't have the privilege to do like we do, because obviously Steve and I are right next to each other.
Correct.
Which a lot of other content creators don't have the privilege. So, all right. So without further ado, I've rolled the number, and I have a winner for our giveaway. Oh, drum roll!
The winner is
question number 18, which goes to CyberFox Studio. Woo! Congratulations, CyberFox! I've seen you on the cords. You send me a message, and we will get you sorted. We'll get these things shipped out to you. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you all so much for hanging out and watching our
live show.
Our
50th
silly little
episode.
show. Thank you for our silly little show. We will be back next week, I think. We're not missing anything. I don't know.
What is next? Yeah, next week. Yeah.
To celebrate the America's birthday.
Yeah, the 4th of July. 4th of July stream coming at you live on the July 5th.
I was gonna say it's not the 4th of July, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to us. Hopefully, we will be here when we do our 100th episode, 50 episodes from now.
Correct.
And we'll be doing some more special stuff. That is true. Next week will be Anime Expo. We will not be there.
Yeah, unfortunately. I really would like to go to Anime Expo one year.
Yeah, it's so tough, man. You know, maybe someday you and I get to quit our jobs and
travel.
Travel full time, but it's really hard to go to all the events, but also find time to go to anime conventions. I'd love to go to AX. I'd love to go to Anime New York again. I love if anime.
Yeah,
New York.
unfortunately, like I'm in the same boat. Like I missed PAX Unplugged last year, and I'm gonna miss PAX Unplugged again this year because December Ascent.
Yeah.
So.
AX is pain. I don't know. That's what everybody that says that goes to AX, but I've never been.
Unfortunately, or fortunately enough, if Philadelphia is where they put Ascent, December Ascent, I can go to both.
They're just going to stay in Philadelphia for a month?
Well, if they're at the same time, that'd be sick.
You think that they're gonna make the Gen Con mistake again, and they're gonna have Bagsies in the same city, or PAX Unplugged in the same city as?
Hold on. You don't even understand.
I don't know.
PAX Unplugged is small. It's like small. It doesn't
same city. Steven,
I'm gonna blow your mind.
Yep.
PAX Unplugged takes up two of the rooms in the Philadelphia Convention Center.
Yeah.
There's more room.
This sounds like a terrible idea.
Same building.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Same building. At Ascent at Unplugged. Let's go.
Anyways, hey, thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week.
Yep.
Love you. Kisses.
Bye. We're gonna get lunch.
Woo, 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 woo.
Woo.
Thank you. Man, this guy. Hey, what's up? My brain took over there.
Yeah,
for a
I
second.
know.
No, gotta get the brain out of there. All right, the second time's charm for sure. Ooh.